Right, right.
They say
And
that.
I wanted to say this too, man, because America's Nightmare, man, which is one of my other favorite albums. You could get the gap for that. That fucking beat and the way you just killed that shit, like one for the trouble, two for the funk. How was it work doing shit like that? Because shit like that, man, I swear to God, like that's a hidden gem too. Like you could ride to that motherfucker, you be like, oh shit, this shit hard as fuck.
And
like,
it also went gold. It also went gold. So
also went gold, yeah. So how was it work, doing that song? You could get the gap for that.
That's me doing like, okay, I did the beat for 187 proof. Welcome to the Ghetto. You can get the gap for that, and a few other tracks, but I had to, I took them back to Ann Banks or somebody else to redo them, to put they extras on it. So
Right.
that track I made the beat to it. That was me on there pressing all of them keyboards and the buttons, and I actually made that track. You know what I'm saying? That
Wow.
board and everything on there. So I'm just not just a gangster rapping ass nigga that used to sell dope. I got a little skills and shit. I can make beats. If you put two techniques in front of me with a mixer, I know what to do. I know how to crossfade and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got a little like that or whatever. I can sit up and make my own track or whatever. So yeah, but when I make my own track, the shit just be coming out like like that, or I'll tell a producer to make a track for me with that type of feel to it, and then that's when I start killing shit too.
A name you brought up there, Ant Banks. How did he help influence your early days?
I looked up to Banks simply because he was a talented he was an artist. He was a talented musician. I seen he plays the keyboards. He actually knows how to make real music. He didn't like to sample anything. He would just play it over. You know what I'm saying? And I had a whole different respect for him when I seen him do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew he would. I put him in a different light. I looked at him in a different light because I realized he was a real musician like that. He took the time to figure out how to play the keyboard or how to actually do that shit. And that within itself. That's not easy to do, how to figure out how to play the keyboards and all of that shit. That shit ain't easy. Once you figure it out, you got it, you know what I'm saying? But it's not easy, not at all.
You worked with Freddie Gibbs, the early Freddie Gibbs, like on ESGN. Like, how was it working with, Freddie Gibbs and the way he's blowing up right now? Because this kid is doing everything. He just put out an album out. Like, how was it working with that? Like, did he just call you? Like, how did that all happen?
Yeah, I think I seen him at a club somewhere, and we plugged in and exchanged numbers, and we was out here in Vegas, and we was just running around out here doing a lot, you know what I'm saying? So we just decided, like, fuck it. Let's go to the studio before we get in trouble.
Right.
So we ended up in the studio recording, man, and we had hella fun. We knocked this shit out, smoked a gang of weed, and I'm glad that a lot of people heard the song, and a lot of my fans love that shit. So hell yeah! Shout out to Freddie Gibbs.
Right. Because shoot, Freddie Gibbs like you, but Benny the Butcher, says he bumped your shit all the time. Like, how does it, coming from the next generation, hearing these cats, still giving you homage, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people need to, do that with the pioneers, you know what I mean?
the Rolls Royce song as well. You were just on recently. That one with Rick Ross as well.
Sliding in the Rolls Royce while I smoke some posies, dancing, ashing, clout so good, bank rolls rolling out, bank rolls rolling out. He's got a ring around the rose and a pocket full of. He's the type of thuggish that everybody knows, and he got one hand up on a Bentley and one in the penitentiary. Thug Ray Vision still scoping out all his enemies, scoping out the women he's imagining a centerpiece. Put a bat on the hood, make a pose like the emblemies.
The one with it's called Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
That one as well. Speak on that too, Adam Prince's. Sorry.
We have a video for that and everything. And a remix we about to release. You know, it was just like, you know, the homie hit him up and I had him signed to my label and he hit up Rick Ross.
Right.
And he was like, you know, I'm on Spice One's label, Thug World Music Group. That's what this stand for. And I need you to do a song. And he didn't hesitate or nothing. He just sent the verse back and came and did the video and all of that shit, man. Shout out to Rick Ross. Rick Rose, you know, good looking out, throwing me an alley-oop out here, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for artists to say, okay, you know, at the point in time where he's at his peak, to say, okay, let me help out the OG. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know, a lot of cats don't pay homage like that. They just say, oh, okay, you know, I got love for Spice One. I know Spice One or something like that, or I know any MC8 or I know them cats, but they won't come back while they on top and do a song with me to give me an alley-oop to get me back where I need to be at. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? Cats like that. You know, those are solid dudes.
Right. Shout out to Snoop too, because and shout out to Ice-T, man. Like you did songs with the OG, the original gangster, with him, Cocaine, and other people. Recognized Game. Like, how dope was it getting fucking Ice-T on Bossellini album?
He I actually recorded all of that whole album at his house, the Bossellini album.
No shit.
Yeah, he had when he was in LA, and he had that big ass mansion out there in LA. I used to drive up there all the time, and I'd be with he and G, and you know, he and G is Evil E's little brother. And it's funny because he said on a song, he and G had the grin. He said, "Man, you out early. I thought you got 10." He was talking about he and G at 6 in the morning. You know, I was tripping when I met him. Like, oh shit, you know, this is he and G. Right. So, you know, I'm a fan and a little, you know, I consider Ice-T my OG. You know, because he's one of my favorite artists. And he's actually the first gangster rapper, like from the West Coast.
West Coast, right?
The first one to spit it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, so check it out though. Before I gotta dip out of here, man. I got some other stuff I gotta get into. But if I can get you to come back out here to Oregon, would you be down?
Oh, of course.
Bet.
And I ain't been out there in a minute, man. You already know I'm with that.
Bet. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live. It's good to see you, brother.
The Spit, the fans be going nuts, so you know I'm ready.
Already.
You know what's perfect?
Perfect. See you, big bro.
B was perfect with that, though. I can make that trip down there too.
Bet. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's put it together.
Man, I would love to be.
Prince, you're on the other side of the country. You're fucked, bud.